All right, what is going on, everyone? Vega here for SerpentX Tech. Welcome back to another episode of Caffeine and Crypto. Do this every Saturday, sometimes, at least the past couple Saturdays. We've been doing things a little bit different, getting guests on from Radiant, also talking about a couple other issues like launching a Solana token. This week, it's going to be back to the normal, right? Everything that you guys probably like. So it's been a positive past couple weeks, and I'm glad. The past couple weeks I've been talking to Radiant devs and focusing on launching a Solana token because it's been pretty damn good. I mean, we're green across the board. Handful of other tokens are in the deep greens like Core. We also got Pepe up there pretty good. Hopefully some of you guys made some pretty good money off of Pepe. Uniswap, all right, back up to $10. Aave over 108, 105, excuse me. Immutable X, which most of my positions I had to get out of because bills suck. So it sucks that some of the altcoins, and it's funny, once again, I sold a good portion of crap, and they're not crap, right? It just depends on your convictions. But what is referred to as altcoins to pay the bills, and of course, the day after I do that, ETF approvals and all kinds of stuff, because I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to put a poll here. It really does feel like the government flopped. And this is just me speculating. This is my personal opinion. I'm not trying to influence whether it's financially, politically, legislatively. I don't have that kind of power. I'm just a regular guy. But it really feels that when Trump came out and had that video talking about accepting crypto for the campaign and how, what was the young man name? He was wearing what's the glasses called? The Macho Man Randy Savage glasses. I can't remember the name of the glasses, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The young kid, the young gentleman, asked, Trump, or told him, everybody's leaving the U.S. because of hostility, because the situation. And Trump said, that's exactly what he wants to avoid. And the moment that happened, everybody switched. Everybody switched. Really, dude? It was looking like this stuff wasn't going to get approved, that Ethereum was going to be a security, that all crypto except for Bitcoin is going to be a security, that it was going to get legislated into the ground. Business is going to move abroad. We're done. Besides Bitcoin, which is a primary position of my portfolio, like the rest of it was just SOL. And because he did that, and because everybody saw the response that he got, the support that he got, all of a sudden, Biden, who was saying he was going to veto any bill, whether it was HR or Fit 121, now I'm not going to veto it. What the heck? What the quick switch? It just blew my mind. It just blew my mind. So either way, it happened. And last week we had a lot of good bills pass. I reached out to my House of Representatives, Mr. Bean, here in my area, to let him know to vote yes to Fit 121. These are small incremental steps in the right direction to get clarity, to get regulation, to get the politicians to stop being DUMBASSES. So, I mean, this is all positive in my opinion. We did have a Bart Simpson, as you can see here last week. We started off the week around that 65.9K range. Got all the way up to almost 72K, I want to say. And then pushed back down to that 66. And now we're sitting around that 69K area. Now, going from the beginning of this week, which is what I like to do on this series, to the top was a 9%, right? 9.3%, let's say that. And then from the top to where we are now, we fell back down to roughly 4%, right? And I think these upswings and downswings is going to be common. But I don't know if we're going to get the 30%, the 35%, the 50% swings unless there's a black swan event. So it's looking more and more to me, and this is my personal opinion. Once again, everything I say in this on this channel or series is personal opinion, not financial information or fact. But I feel like Bitcoin's becoming more stable, and that's a good thing, right? Because rather than relying in the U.S. dollar, where it's getting devalued and printed left and right, Bitcoin is the asset that I'd see for the future that is going to be the gold. So Bitcoin is to gold what Ethereum is to oil. And Ethereum's looking pretty spicy right now. I'm pretty sure most of us that are watching me right now have sold our Ethereum. But I am interested. Matter of fact, I'm going to throw up a poll real quick to see what you guys are thinking, because a lot of people are happy about the Ethereum ETF, but then they're not happy. So I want to know your thoughts in the live chat. If you're just joining in, thank you so much for stopping by. Little Time Mining, Dan San, Keith, how you doing? Jay Bohannon, Automatic Beats, thank you all for stopping by. Chris Hanley, what's going on, buddy? Saw a GTR the other day. I didn't post. I'm not sure if I posted a video. I think I posted on my other profile, but not my Serpent X Tech. Pretty good stuff. So anyways, Ethereum, are you happy about the ETF approval? And we're going to talk about that today. But first, we're going to talk about Bitcoin a little bit. I got some Bitcoin news. And if we could have a moment of silence real quick for the Shiba Inu, who, it's Kobayasu. Kobayasu, who inspired Doge and Shiba Inu, passed away. So if we could have a moment of silence real quick, we'll talk. I'll read a little bit of that article for you guys, but let's go ahead and do that moment of silence for the little pup that passed away recently. All right. So the poll is posted. Ethereum, are you happy about the ETF approval? Let me know your thoughts in the live chat. Nerd Beast, thanks for stopping by. Scott, Sam Fisher, Pellish, Crypto Bedell, appreciate you all. Crypto Mikkel, good morning. So Bitcoin drops below 68K, Ether slumps, and sudden crypto sell-off as ETH ETF decision looms. So obviously, if you look at the date, this was the 23rd. Today we're on the 25th. But the trading firm's 27 million sell order for Ether could have triggered a decline, one market observer speculates. A rampant U.S. dollar after a PMI report showed a red-hot U.S. economy may have accelerated the drop. Cryptocurrency prices took a hit Thursday as the market participants waited for the U.S. regulatory decision on the spot Ether ETF. Bitcoin dropped to 68K, nearing early U.S. trading session from around the 70K earlier today, which we saw it got up to about 72 almost. But then ETH, which surged to its highest price in mid-March to above 39K, and this isn't the all-time high. Like if the Ethereum all-time high, I think was what, 4.4, 4.7? Let's go look it up real quick. So it's nowhere near. It's not. It didn't get near its all-time high, but yeah. So that would have been. Yeah, we didn't get there yet. We could let me go to the daily. That might help us out. Yeah, so the daily, yeah, 4.48, I want to say. I certainly can see, right? Look at that candle, bro. Look at that candle, bro. Woo! That was on the 20th, right? So everything kicked off. We started pumping even higher, got up to almost 4K. And then we had a big sell-off, as this article says here. And 27 million is not small change by any means, right? The crypto ecosystem is still new. And so big buy orders and sell orders can still impact the pricing. I can't wait for Bitcoin and the major cryptocurrencies to be so big that it doesn't matter if Elon Musk tweets something, it won't affect it. It'd be a nice little fun meme and you know, a talking point, but it won't affect it price rise, right? Because we know in the past, especially in 2017, 2020 and stuff like that, when Elon said something, whether it was for Doge or Shiba Inu or whatever, it definitely stirred up the market, pushing the price up or down depending on the news itself. So I can't wait for crypto to grow beyond what these elite, wealthy personnel in the world can do or say to affect it. But I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel like Bitcoin's being suppressed, guys. And what I mean by that is the institutions are not ready for that bad boy to take off yet. All right, they're not ready. They're like, no, not yet, please, not yet. Like, we're still accumulating. Don't let Bitcoin pump to a new all-time high, 100K, 120K, 125K. Stop. Wait. And then, because they have access to these large portfolios that have millions of dollars, when they execute a large sell order, that can affect the price. Now, just in one day, if we look at this one right here, which was this past Tuesday, and we go from the top of that candle, which was almost 72K, to the bottom of that candle, that's almost a 4%. That's 3.8% just in one day, right? And it may not be all of them in one order, right? But they just get the ball rolling, and then the bots and the auto traders and the retail and certain people trade on a regular fucking basis, sitting there at the computer all day. They react. And that's the thing about trading in any crypto space is, if you are a person that has a big position in whatever asset, even a new proof of work token that just came out, right? You were spec mining it, you got a big bag, and you're like, hell, I'm gonna dump this sucker. Just realize that your actions are gonna have a big impact, right? And you could wind up tanking that project. So you gotta think, and you gotta be smart, especially if you want to take profits, but you also want the project to continue to push forward and succeed, so that way you can continue to take profits, right? You don't want to just kill it in one fell swoop. So, but not everybody thinks that way. Some people are just thinking, hey, let me just go ahead and take profits. I'm out of the game. I don't care about this token no more. I'm moving on to the next. And then some people are, wanting to spec mine it, right, in order to continue to make profits, like pub dag, right? That's what I'm on. Everything I just said right recently is pub dag, because we were spec mining that early, and then a handful of us, like, well, I was going to go get Joey, and the exchange listed it. So by the time I got back, it was already too late. So it's whatever. But yeah, those actions, our actions, and especially those of the wealthy people actions, have a big impact on some of these markets. It just depends on the market itself and how big. So we'll see how things go. But basically, this article is talking about the pricing, the adjustments, the sell-off on the earlier this week basically rippled throughout the broader digital asset market, with the CoinDesk 20 index, or the CD20, declining over 2%. Altcoin majors like Dogecoin, Avalanche, Shiba Inu, Chainlink all fell 4% in less than an hour. And I'm really hoping Chainlink does something, guys. I am really hoping Chainlink does something. It would be nice to have that bag that I personally have, do good. And I believe in what Chainlink and the team and developers are doing, and Oracles, and it just, for some reason, compared to all the other altcoins, Chainlink just hasn't been receiving the same amount of love, and it kind of sucks. So yeah, one day. But yeah, so ETH's brief and sudden dip below 38K was likely driven by MEV trading firm Symbolic Capital Partners. The institution sold almost 7,000 ETH in 1 minute, worth 27.38 million, with an average selling price of $39.30, according to AIXTPA. One of the transactions sold 34.97 ETH on the chain at once, and the bribe fee was as high as 90 ETH. Woo! The bribe fee, by the way, is the MEV fee paid to the person to run that before everybody else, right? It's basically, think of it as the fast pass. MEV, maximum extracted value, is like the fast pass, right? If you want to get on the ride before everybody else, you want to pay the cheapest price possible for your large transaction or sandwich trade, right? Because you got multiple trades in there. ETH to Pepe, Pepe to ETH, ETH to USDC, USDC back to Pepe. Like, you can have all that bulked up into one transaction. Pay that bribe payment. Utilize that MEV and execute your transaction. What's up, Pellish? Yeah, overtime, my friend, overtime. No problem, Chris Hanley. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Don't thank me. Thank you. I don't know why I'm pointing at the thing. You're over here. Anyways, point being, Bitcoin and Ether rally cools following U.S. Ether ETF listing approval. Talking about the decline once again. Ether price up more than 20% the past week, fell 4% after the approval, yada, yada, yada. It's not going to be instant. Since the Ethereum ETF was approved, it's not going to be instant. that we're going to start seeing rises from this approval itself. And we're going to talk about that here. I got an article coming up in just a second. But Ethereum sell-off was, well, we already found out, right? A large order was put in, taking profits, so on and so forth. All right, so the U.S. Security Exchange Commission, SEC, on Thursday approved the key regulatory filings tied to their ETFs, an historic milestone for the second largest cryptocurrency. They are not, however, cleared to trade, right? So we got to wait. Although the SEC approved the 19B4 form that allows the offering and listings of ETF, it must still greenlight the fund's S1 filings before investors can buy them. The regulator approved documents for 8 ETFs. We got VanEck, Fidelity, Franklin, Grayscale, Bitwise, ARK Invest 21 shares, Investco, Galaxy, BlackRock for listing on the NASDAQ, NYSE, ARCA, and SIBO BZX. If the ETFs are approved for trading, a significant influx of institutional capital is likely. Standard Chartered predicts inflows of as much as 45 billion in the first 12 months. Well, 45 billion is pretty, it's wow. Okay, all right, sweet. Some traders say that they expect Ether to rally over 60% in the coming months, with a marked increase in futures and spot buying demand for the token in the past week. So I think we could see, you know, as we lead up to the future, right? Let's go back to the Ethereum chart and let's use Bitstamp, not Coinbase. Let's zoom out here. All right, let's get the all-time high on the map. All right, the all-time high was around the 48K range, and he's saying 60%. So let's see what 60% would be if we could even go that far. Let me zoom out. All right. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. So 60% from where we are, or thereabouts where we are right now, to about right here. That would put Ethereum around 6K. I can see that. I'm speculating between 5.5 and 7, right? So $5,500 to $7,000 is where I can see Ethereum going. Now, many of you sold your Ethereum after you got done mining it because they left us in such a rush, such a jerk way, right? Like they broke up with us in such a jerk way. We felt jaded, so many of us left. I still have a decent position in it. Nothing compared to what I used to have, especially because, again, I had to pay bills, so I have been selling it. I'm kicking myself in the rear now, aren't I? But, you know, got to take care of the family, got to pay the bills. By the way, if you can read that. So, yeah, kicking myself a little bit, but Ethereum hitting 6K is not out of the realm of possibility for sure. We'll see how things go. Excuse me real quick, getting congested for whatever reason. Moving on to crypto industry cheers, historic move as Ethereum ETFs get in the green light. Now, again, a lot of the news is everybody's happy, but I have seen people voice their opinions stating they are not happy that the Ethereum ETF was approved. So be mindful of that. VanEck said that the improved political backdrop will lead to further victories in the digital asset space. The SEC approved the ETF amid changing political dynamics among lawmakers. And by the way, when the ETF was approved, Gary Gensler did get out there and say something to the contrary. Because there were, beyond the Ethereum ETF approval, and yeah, there's still S1 filing, all that stuff, and FIT 121 and HR and all this other stuff. We also got what I personally wanted, which is the CFTC to be the regulatory body over the digital assets, not the SEC. The CFTC. And if you paid attention to a lot of your favorite crypto content creators, maybe not so much in the mining space, but the content creators like the Wendy O's, the Altcoin Dailies, the K-Dubs, and so on and so forth, the CFTC is more friendly to digital assets, especially the commissioner. And she's been on CNBC talking in a positive light about crypto, but making sure that, hey, you know, we got to set clear guidelines, and we got to make sure that we're regulating it, and we're protecting retail investors or just investors in general. And we're making sure people aren't using it for nefarious purposes or to avoid sanctions and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. So, but the whole point is that conversation to educate an institution, a broker dealer, whatever the different titles are, hasn't really happened. It's been enforcement, just enforcement. You cross the line, pay a fine. You cross the line, pay a fine. Hey, you crossed the line. Now let's come here. Let's sit down at this table. We're going to go over it together, and we're going to see where you crossed the line and why and how we can avoid that in the future. How can you better adjust your business, your practice, your whatever it is, to flow within the guidelines of the political legislation, regulation, whatever it might be. So that's what I'm hoping to see. And instead of scaring businesses away from the USA, hopefully we can embrace blockchain in many use cases, right? Blockchain can be used in so many different ways. Not only to prove that a product is genuine, not only to authenticate, that somebody truly owns this asset, not only to use, like this to track a package, to verify the car you have, here's the repair work and the mechanical history of the vehicle and the owners of like a Carfax basically of a vehicle. Like there's so many use cases for blockchain that if we can embrace it as a country, I'm not gonna even say as a country, as a world, and not beat it into the ground, but utilize it to make our lives better, I think it would be great for everybody, right? It doesn't matter what side of the border you're on, which country you're in, what side of the aisle you're on, political or otherwise. I don't care. We can still work together. We negotiate. We communicate. We trade. We buy and sell from another. Yada yada yada. So these past couple of weeks has got me positive on the crypto ecosystem, but we still have a long way to go. Okay, we still got plenty of things that need to get done, and I would just say be patient, right? Just be patient. We got a quote here from VanEck's head of digital asset research, Matthew Siegel, which says, "We expect to improve the improved political backdrop will lead to further victories in digital asset investors and developers via new laws and in the courts that draw investment to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other open source blockchain software." They go on to say that it's a historic move that puts the spotlight on the second largest crypto asset. Before this week, a widely held opinion was that the spot Bitcoin ETF would fail to secure the SEC's approval, despite recent success of spot Bitcoin ETFs. After being approved and launching in January, they have generated billions of dollars in investment. Traditional finance institutions like BlackRock and Fidelity issued Bitcoin spot ETF, and hundreds of institutional investors have bought shares and funds in recent months. This week, this day, has been a roller coaster unlike any I've seen. ETH is effectively deemed a commodity as we've always known it to be, but Gary Gensler continued to call it a security, or when challenged in the courtroom, didn't answer effectively. They go on to say that the evidence clearly shows that Ethereum is a decentralized commodity, not a security. ETH's status as a commodity has now been recognized in a variety of circumstances, including the CFTC regulation of each futures, public statements by the commission officials, ruling by federal courts, and now hopefully the ETFs, VanEck Siegel wrote. While Consensus welcomes today's decision to approve the the ETH spot ETF as a step in the right direction, its seemingly last-minute approval is yet another example of why the SEC's troublesome ad hoc approach to digital assets. No one industry or no other industry, market, or asset is subject to such deliberate regulatory abuse. It is unfair to market participants, anti-ethical to the rule of law, and handcuffing innovation, right? Because again, because of the SEC's hawkish stance, ad hoc, whatever the term you want to use, towards blockchain and technology, a lot of companies, exchanges, and otherwise have left the country. They moved on. They're gone. Bye. Coinbase was thinking about moving it. I don't know if they're continuing to think. They still got the battle they have to win here. But I'm pretty sure they were thinking about moving or changing where their headquarters is. So we've just been pushing people away, right? If you're an asshole, you're just going to push away your friends, the people that love you, the people that care about you. Stop being an asshole, SEC. Do your job, but work with the people in your space. Work with the people in the various traditional and non-traditional finance. Moritz goes on to say that there is a massive demand for digital assets for far too long to access them has been restricted to either the technically savvy or they're already wealthy. And we have been doing our best in the crypto mining and the crypto scene as content creators, as educators, to inform users on how to secure their crypto. I have a whole freaking series about it. But not everybody wants to do that. They just want to call up their banker or their management or their firm or whatever and be like, yo, go ahead and put 1%, 3%, 5%, 10% into XYZ. Let's get some exposure in that, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to think about it for like the next 5-10 years. I don't care. Or I'm putting it away from my son before I give him his yacht for his birthday, whatever. And so they don't want to self-custody. You and I want to self-custody, but they don't want to self-custody. So this opens up the door for the people that don't want to be their own bank to still gain that exposure, while the people who do want to control and be their own bank to gain, I guess you could say, a little bit more financial freedom, wealth, is what we're all hoping for, right? As many people diamond hands. And I just want to say something real quick. Just hang on real quick. Now that I mentioned diamond hands. You know, diamond hands is not exactly a good thing, right? If you have a new project and you buy and you just hold, you're not trading. You're not swapping. You're not adding liquidity. You're just holding. That's not always healthy. Now, I can understand people diamond handing a small percentage. Like you have 0.05% of the entire circulating supply, no big whoop. But when you start diamond handing big portions of a cryptocurrency's ecosystem, and all you're going to do is just sit on it, hoping for a big payday, that is actually having a negative effect on the asset. Just wanted to educate you on that. That's not always the case, but that can be the case. Especially, it just depends on the situation, the ecosystem, when the token came out, how much of the supply is out there, circulating, yada, yada, yada. But anyways, the shifting political winds. I completely agree with this. If you ask anybody in the crypto industry, the way things were going, it looked like crypto, besides Bitcoin, was going to get crapped on. And it was not going to happen. And then all of a sudden, once again, it started, and I could be wrong. Tell me in the chat if I'm wrong. It started with the video with Trump saying that he was not going to be hostile and that he wanted to keep crypto here and he wanted to make sure it was clean and regulated and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, everybody across the board that was on the opposite side just started flopping. Like, oh, no, I love Bitcoin. I love crypto. I love, blockchain. So, like, did you see that? Am I tripping? Like, let me know. Anyways, engagement from policymakers on a spot Ethereum ETF approval demonstrates to Americans that lawmakers on both sides of the aisle are taking the concerns and financial innovation seriously. Now, not everybody was flip-flopping. There were a lot of strong, like Senator Cynthia Lummis and so many others, that have been pro-crypto and blockchain for the longest. But a majority still were not in the game. Right? A majority still were not, working with the politicians, whether they were Republican or Democrat. That does not matter. They were pro-crypto and they were working together, but others wouldn't work with them. So now, again, everything's changed. So many crypto advocates also considered Wednesday's House vote, which was 279 to 136 political victory, the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, also known as FIT 21, should give the CFTC, or the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, more power and funding to help it oversee crypto assets classified as digital commodities, right? We've been asking for clearer regulations. We've been asking for the SEC to stop being a jerk, to work with the industry. And the SEC continue to not do that. They continue to go around with their ban hammer, breaking stuff, causing people to run away. So guess what, sir? We're taking your fucking sheriff badge off and we're giving it to the CFTC. Get the hell out of here. Ethereum ETF approved, so why aren't we rich yet? Okay, let's talk about this. Why aren't we rich yet? Well, guys, it takes time, because as we just talked about in the previous article or article before, is that the ETF was approved, but the S1 still needs to move forward, right? Like there's still steps that need to happen. Now, I bet you right now, the people that are in a wealthy position that have these big hedge funds and investors or investment funds and all this stuff are basically saying, oh crap, Ethereum's about to come out too? All right, let's do another 2 or 3%, put that on the side. As soon as we can trade it, go ahead and execute, right? But they're preparing. They're getting ready. And so the recent pump that we saw on the Ethereum side of things is retail. And then we're going to start seeing institutions starting to gobble up, right? As they get ready for the Ethereum ETF to be approved. Maybe this big candle, this God candle, if that's what we want to call it, is an institution or two that just bought up and is just hanging on to it, waiting for the next step, right? But it's going to take, like Bitcoin didn't just automatically go up. It went up because of retail and people being happy, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time. So yeah, we're not going to be rich tomorrow. I don't know why everybody's trying to get rich quick. I know that would be nice, but it's not going to work that way. You got to be patient. Got to buy your time. Got to dollar cost average. Got to stack them sats. Got to accumulate. Whatever word you want to use. Keep it going. Like, seriously, you got to just let it go. What's up, Crypto Pounder 4? Good morning. So, Zach argues the lack of movement reflects the notion that everyone who wanted to buy the approval already did. Talking about Ethereum, right? So, besides this big candle, most of the people that were already in Ethereum already had Ethereum, so there wasn't like a super duper, like, oh my god, 7K Ethereum, right? But I think we could definitely start marching our way up towards that. VanEck has sent its amended S1 filing to the SEC. Analysts have been saying it could take months for the S1 to approve. So I'm speculating, this is pure speculation on my part. I'm speculating because we're in May, right? We're still in the first half of 2024. I'm speculating Q3, the end of Q3, Ethereum could be marching, right? 5K. 5, maybe 4.5, 5K, maybe make a new all-time high, end of Q3 2024, beginning of Q4 2024. That's what I'm speculating. And then as we continue, obviously, there's going to be more opportunity that arises that people would be able to grab more. This Twitter post right here says alpha on why ETH is not mooning. Only 19B 4S approved, not the S1. Approval was by Division of Trading / Markets on delegated authority. Means the commissioner can challenge in the next 10 days. Also means they are trying to hide the vote because it's political, right? Hey, Gary. This is POTUS now. Hey, Gary. My opponent is doing really good on votes because we're not crypto. So I need you to do something crypto that makes me look good. Get on it. All right, Mr. President, no problem. Even though he doesn't agree with it, he did it. So anyways. Right. So this says the exact same thing we've been talking about right here on July 1st, or excuse me, with what Trump said and what's coming up. This says ETFs haven't launched yet. Yep. We still got to wait. Yada, yada, yada. Now, I've been seeing amended ETF filings where they're removing staking. Have you guys been seeing that? This is more of education for me. Have you guys been seeing that some of these filings have removed the staking opportunities from their filings? Why is that? Are they afraid that people who stake, or if they offered a staking as a service, that itself would be deemed a security and they would be in trouble? Like, why are some of these institutions removing the staking as a service opportunity? I'm not quite sure. That I need some education. Maybe I'll do some research on that. But it's just, crypto is just crazy right now. I love it, but it is crazy. 3 questions about the SEC's abrupt ETF filing approval. Let's see here. What's the first question? Was the decision politically motivated? 100%. I'm going to say 100%. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert. I'm not a politician. I'm not a regulator. I'm not an insider. I'm just a regular guy working a 9 to 5, taking care of his family. I personally think so, because this entire time, again, I was expecting it not to happen, for it to be super hawkish on the industry as it continued to be. We were going to lose Coinbase. We were going to lose other exchange opportunities and other entities and programs that we love. Like, don't forget, they're going after, freaking MetaMask, who just offers us the opportunity to store our funds. It doesn't actually store it for us. I don't understand that, but maybe because the way they broker, right? Because they're a broker house, I guess you could say, because they allow swaps and this, that, and they connect us with other parties. But they're really just a connector, like, of various dApps and DEXs and stuff. They don't hold our funds. Anyways, point being, it wasn't looking good. I was thinking it wasn't going to get approved. I think the can was going to get kicked down the road. And all of a sudden, nope. Exact opposite. Exact opposite. What does this mean for Ethereum? Well, first off, the launch of the ETF funds means that they may soon be a lot more institutional interest in the second largest cryptocurrency. We already know that. Not only did the move act as sort of a stamp of approval, it also created a familiar on-ramp for buying assets for anyone from mom to pop investors looking to diversify their 401k to hedge funds, which much in the same way ETFs did for Bitcoin, which, by the way, like, if you use Acorns, there is, if you choose a different position, I think all three of them have it, but it just increases your exposure. They have a Bitcoin ETF in that 401k portfolio. Now, where I work, my job, my 9 to 5, they do not have an opportunity to where I can invest in a Bitcoin or Ethereum ETF. I would love to have that, and I think companies should offer that to their employees or what have you. A lot of people have been caught offside by the Ethereum ETF announcement, even though the Bitcoin ETF created a crypto ETF roadmap for the wirehouses and large registered investment advisors. I still expect many institutional stakeholders are now scrambling to prime their sales team on the state of crypto, right? And everybody was playing that clip from Wolf of Wall Street. Mike, I'm calling you today because something just came across my desk that you just got to hear about. Like, I love that movie, by the way. Really good stuff. Not fucking leaving. But yeah, so this is going to be a conversation. A lot of phone calls made. Until the S1 is actually passed, just hang tight. Just hang tight. Especially if you got a bag of Ethereum and you're like, I was going to sell my Ethereum. Don't sell now. Hang out. Chill out. Relax. What does this mean for chains like Solana? Now, this has been a very popular question in the news, and I don't have a news video to play for us today. Thank goodness. I'm pretty sure many of you are saying. But a lot of people are now expecting, will Solana get an ETF? And what would that mean if Solana did get an ETF? I think that would be very bullish for Solana. However, I don't think Solana is ready personally, and this is just my personal opinion, and Solana fam, don't kill me. I don't think Solana is mature enough or prepared enough to become an ETF. So I know everybody wants an ETF for all their favorite cryptocurrencies, but just chill out. Just chill out, okay? Bitcoin has maturity. It has decentralization. It has all the great things that make it strong. Ethereum is there. It needs some improvement, but it's there. The rest of the assets are not there, in my opinion. Again, my opinion, I could be completely wrong. I'm just some dude on the internet. But, people are asking on news and not on news, is Solana next? Do you want Solana? You, right now, the viewer, in the live chat. Do you want Solana to be an ETF? Yes or no? Let me know. We're going to end the poll here in a little bit, as we got 20 minutes until Red Panda Mining goes live. By the way, this weekend, we're going to be launching Cats of Crypto. Overboard, our brother in arms who passed away. This was an idea created and conjured up by him, Pellish, Ark, and I believe a number of others. I can't call it off the top of my head. I'm sorry if I'm not naming you. I mean no disrespect. The team reached out to me because I created 2 tokens and said, hey, can you help us? And that's exactly what happened. So we got it done. Overboard. We truly missed Eric, and we created a project to honor him and go move forward. So this Sunday in the Discord only, if you want to drop that in, I'll grab the link. I'll grab the link right now. I'm going to drop the Discord link to the Cats of Crypto Discord in the live chat. It's only going to be in Discord only that we're going to launch this token. But Sunday night, just go ahead and prepare yourself. Make sure you got your Phantom wallet, your Soul wallet. Make sure you're always using the confirmed contract address. But we'll be launching that this Sunday. And then after that, guys, I'm done. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get back to what I love about crypto in general, and just stop launching tokens. I might learn a new token, but we'll see. Just stay tuned. But yeah, Cats of Crypto, we're launching in Discord this weekend. Stay tuned. And hopefully you guys can participate, and just that's all crypto's about, right? Again, diamond handing, buying a large, let's say out of 100%, you buy 30% of a token supply, and you just diamond handing. Because you're not trading or adding it to liquidity, that's having that's not a positive effect on the ecosystem. So if you want to participate, what you should do is buy, sell, trade, swap, or add liquidity, or buy and then add liquidity because you don't have time to trade, or buy and then sell when it does, you do hit a profit level, but sell not in big chunks, especially again, if you have a 30 or 40% of a token supply, don't sell in one big chunk, do it in smaller pieces over time. 10% here, 15% there, 20% there, 25% over a course of a week, whatever. Yeah, the price could dip before you can sell and still be in the profit, but just know that some actions are going to have a huge impact. And it tells you that on Jupiter, on Radium, whatever, price impact, it tells you the number percentage-wise. If the price impact is very high, you're going to hurt that project rather than help it. So in honor of our brother, Eric, Overboard Tech, helping out our fellow brothers in arms like Pellish, Ark, and a number of others, we're launching this token. Stay tuned. Stay up to date. Make sure you follow them on Twitter and jump into Discord. Hang out with us. I don't know if we're going to do it on stage, but I don't know if we're going to bring anybody on stage while we're doing it, but we'll see. It's up in the air. Get the wifey to bed, and then we'll get to work. But everything else is ready to go. But yeah, back to Solana. People are calling Solana, is Cardano going to have an ETF? Is Ripple going to have an ETF? Yeah. No, dude, chill the fuck out, bro. It's okay. Anyways, sorry, Mom, if you're watching this. I'm so sorry that you're watching me curse and be silly. I love you. I'll see you soon. I'll come hang out with you. Anyways, this is what Gensler said after the ETF decision. Stay tuned, right? Because he's not really happy. Where's the tweet? I don't have anything on this particular filing, Gensler said, outside the Investment Company Institute event in Washington. We do it within the law and how the courts interpret the law, and that's what I'm deeply committed to, he said. Where's his tweet at? He just said he advised people to stay tuned. Though he reiterated the court decision on the ETF had caused his agency to pivot in its thinking. When asked by CoinDesk on Thursday about the agency is preparing to do in response to the specific application on this much anticipated crypto decision, he largely demurred. Right? He's not happy, dude. He is not happy. I'm happy. Are you happy? Jerk. The crypto that these companies have said they took as custody actually because part of the bankruptcy estate. That's what we are addressing back in 2022, he added, and it's just an accounting bulletin. Anyways, I don't know where the tweet is. You guys know what the tweet I'm talking about, right? Or whatever the message was. He is not happy. He thinks it's a bad decision. He thinks you know what? I'm starting to believe now that in his brain, he really believes that he is protecting retail. I really do. But all his actions have come 2 minutes too late, right? You didn't protect us before FTX. You didn't protect us before Terra Luna. You didn't protect us before anything else. So, yeah. So, very interesting. Nvidia. AI-focused tokens edge higher ahead of Nvidia earning results. Brandon Coin just released a video talking about salad and how he was making almost $2 on salad. But it did take 7 days for that job to come around, right? So the jobs aren't always there. It's like contract work, right? When you get the contract gig, you make good money, but then when there's no work, you better hope that you had enough money to cover the time in between contracts. So, you know, AI projects that want to hire your GPU, CPU for rendering, for compute, for whatever, may not consistently have jobs for you to work so you can consistently earn on your crypto or fiat or whatever the hell you're getting paid in. So, yeah. All right, let's end this poll. Let's see what you guys said. I asked the question, are you happy about the Ethereum ETF approval? 56% said yes. 29% said not sure. 13% says no. That's 37 votes. Thank you for the votes, guys. So most of us are happy, but 30% is significant. I might do this on Twitter. If you guys got time to head over there and also comment, I would greatly appreciate it. Post that out on Twitter. See how people are feeling. But yeah, so Fetch AI, Render, BitTensor DAO, AGIX, you know, on CoinGecko data shows that these tokens have risen ahead of, you know, the Nvidia earnings report, quarterly earnings report. DPINs, or Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network, IOs, network jumped 7%. On Nvidia Accelerated Applications Catalog, where users can search for tools and services built on Nvidia platform. The native token of Layer 1 network, NEAR, which attracted some buzz when its co-founder spoke at an Nvidia conference earlier this year, saw 2% gain during the same period as it was best performing asset on the CoinDesk 20. Today's broad market decline came past few days, breakneck rally on several positive regulatory developments, which we all know about. Nvidia shares were lower by 1.5% ahead of the close of regular trading Wednesday, with earnings results due to Bell. Patrick Moorhead, founder and CEO of More Insights and Strategy, said in an interview with Yahoo Finance earlier this week that the company is going to clearly beat expectations. The stock has climbed 90% this year and it's up more than 200% year over year. Now, it's very interesting is, I'm not sure if you know, but Nvidia's had to pivot, right? Since the U.S. and the situation in Ukraine and Russia and the Middle East situation and Israel and Palestine and Hamas and that all tension, the governments are stopping Nvidia from selling to certain countries. China, right? They're restricting some of their best silicon from going to certain places, right? Whether it's chips to make XYZ, you need FPGAs for XYZ, you need silicon for XYZ. They're stopping the flow. So Nvidia is pivoting and they're pushing AI really, really hard. But AI, according to the trend, is the future, right? AI is utilized for self-driving. AI is utilized to help large language models, maybe some integration with your normal workday applications, like your corporate workday applications. You can use AI to benefit you, your organization. It can make things more efficient. It can find discrepancies. It could take over the world. It could rule it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. You know, it can benefit human society. So various companies are pushing AI pretty hard, but none like Nvidia. Nvidia is definitely doing it. But Nvidia faces near zero chance of beating Bitcoin this decade again. Technology company Nvidia outperformance of Bitcoin over the past 10 years should not be used as an indicator for the next decade, and it's unlikely to happen again, according to crypto executives. Near zero chance of Nvidia outperforming Bitcoin over the next 10 years, argued Swan. I picked Bitcoin over Nvidia for the next 10 years personally, investment strategist Lynn Adlin said, after pointing out on X that Nvidia is one of the few assets that has outperformed Bitcoin over the 10-year period. And you can see the chart here. And sure enough, right? So Nvidia is in purple, Bitcoin's in orange, yellow, and yeah. But Bitcoin was also like, I don't know why you're comparing the two, but anyways, the basis of the article is that investors, I don't know what they're trying to do here, because I personally have small percentages in Nvidia, in AMD, in Intel, in infrastructure plays like batteries or charging or whatever, right? So I don't know if they're trying to just get people to come over from the traditional finance to that trade Nvidia and Tesla and whatever, and Apple over to come to Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin's going to outperform everybody. Like I personally know Bitcoin's going to outperform everybody, but I'm still going to diversify myself as best I can. But yeah, I guess some people on Twitter were just like, Nvidia's outperformed Bitcoin over a 10-year period, so you should just stop doing Bitcoin. And then people were just like, what? No. So yeah, you can argue if this and then, if that, but Nvidia's going to continue to do good. It did take a hit with the being unable to sell to certain people, certain countries, certain companies. But it's going to continue to push forward with AI. It's data center equipment. It's chip technology. I'm looking forward to the 5000 series. We'll see how things go. Make sure to stay tuned to the channel. If I can buy the GPU and get it, it may not be day one, and do some performance metrics. We'll do what we did in the past. I just haven't had the money to do so. To buy these new hardware that cost $700, $1,200, stuff like that. So I'm definitely not going to be able to buy a $10,000 ASIC to show you the performance, unfortunately. Not my capabilities, unfortunately. We talked about this earlier. We had a moment of silence. If you're just now joining us, the Shiba Inu, the reason for Dogecoin, and the start of the meme coins, Kobayasu, or Kobasu. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, but the pup is departed the earth. Many loves to the fam. Sorry to hear that. And yeah, continue to meme on. Continue to carry their memory with us as we go to meme on. Bitcoin miner marathon digital signs a big deal with Kenya to invest in green energy projects, right? So not all of Bitcoin is trash, and Bitcoin mining is bad for the ecosystem. But yes, the aim of the partnership is to monetize underutilized energy across Kenya and jointly develop technology projects, says Marathon Chief. The social media post, the company said that the investment will be in green data centers. Marathon has noted in the press release that capital will include foreign investments without specifying the sources of the funds. Now that's very interesting, because we know much of much of Africa is owed to China. And what I mean by that is China has invested so much in the infrastructure of Africa that if Africa, the governments of certain countries or entities, are unable to pay that back, guess what? China owns you. So that's got the U.S. a little bit worried. I wonder where these guys, though, got their funds, and if it's coming from China. Maybe it's not. Maybe the U.S. is trying to get them over there so they can have some... I don't know. There's a shadow war going on. I don't think many of you pretty much know that. Proxy, if you will. And I know that pisses off people. Don't get mad at me. Just saying. With projected foreign investments expected to exceed $80 million, this venture is posed to deliver economic benefits to the Kenyan economy and generate revenue for the local energy sector in the ecosystem. The partnership comes as Marathon held talks earlier this month with the nation to help manage its renewable energy operation and advise its digital asset regulatory regime. And that's good. That's good, right? Because mining firms, crypto mining firms, data centers work with the energy companies to improve its infrastructure and to make it a little bit more manageable, data-driven, statistical-driven, so that way they can just make it that much better. So this is a positive for the Africans, for the Kenyans, and I look forward to hearing more about it. Renewable energy in Kenya. Renewable energy is Kenya's main power source, responsible for 80% of all electricity generation in 2022, with plans to increase the share to 100% by the end of the decade. However, renewable energy sources like solar and wind are intermittent, meaning that they don't produce energy with them when most of the consumption happens. Infrastructure building for renewable energy is capital intensive and requires a power management system to store and distribute energy properly, batteries, yada, 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 so on and so forth. So hopefully the Kenyan policymakers and Marathon can work together, cooperate to better understand how to optimize the renewable energy projects that produce surplus energy due to intermittency and seasonal variations, right? When it's too hot, when it's yada, 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 right? We store the energy in these big batteries, or, we're sending it to the houses when we need to shut down, yada, yada, yada. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Marathon does. I wonder, is Marathon going to be at Mine Disrupt? And if you're looking at getting your ticket to Mine Disrupt, go check out the links in the description, guys. I got you covered. Save some money. Use my link to purchase those tickets. And I look forward to seeing you at Mine Disrupt. But I wonder, is Marathon going to be there? I guess we'll have to wait and see. UAE Agricultural Authority prohibits crypto mining on farms. The Authority on Agriculture at Abu Dhabi, the UAE, issued an advisory to farmers prohibiting mining on the farms itself. The Abu Dhabi Agriculture and Food Safety Authority reportedly told farmers that farms cannot be used as a site for mining cryptocurrencies. The government agency said an activity is considered a misuse of the farm for purposes other than its intended use. Furthermore, those caught violating the rule will face penalties up to 10,000 UAE dirhams, worth about $2,722. If the farm's big, paying $2,000, $3,000 in US dollars is not crap. So I don't know how that's gonna work. Anyways, basically, they don't want people that are that have these farms to also be making more money mining crypto. Mining farms, the farm equipment can be energy intensive, but it's not as energy intensive as Bitcoin. And if they have a way to monitor the electricity use, which I'm pretty sure they do, they can easily tell maybe you're growing something you shouldn't be, or maybe you're mining something you shouldn't be. Anyways, we got 2 minutes before Red Panda Mining goes live. Paraguay cracks down on illegal Bitcoin mining, over 550 miners seized. Your Paraguay, please don't destroy them. Please sell it. Please sell it. Please sell it. Please sell it. Sell it to the U.S. Sell it to Mexico. Sell it to whoever. Don't run over it with a fucking what do you call it? What's the thing with the wheels that you oh my goodness, we saw it before. I can't remember the thing with the giant weight for wheels that flattens everything. It's not a bulldozer, but anyways, please don't destroy the miners. Please don't destroy the miners. Please, just sell it. Just sell it. 550 miners. We don't know what kind of miners they are, though. Legal Bitcoin mining intensify their efforts. Power grid. So they're having issues with their power grid. They're getting very upset. Yo, miners, stop doing this. Miners are doing it in private. Then they find out. Then they come take your miners. The second seizure conducted on May 22nd. What are you going to do with it, though? Second site. Police, blah, blah, blah. Officials seize transform. Fees. Oh, crap. They seized the transformers, too. Ha! Wow. 1,000 kVA each, or 2,000 kVA power total, and 176 mining machines. As disruption of public service. Yada, yada, yada. These actions are consistent with the recent change of the heart of the Paraguayan government. Sorry if I mispronounced that. So lawmakers passed a bill imposing harsh penalties for illegal miners. But what are you going to do with it? Don't destroy it. Please don't destroy it. Don't be a jerk. Mommy, don't be a jerk. Not my mom. Their mom. Anyways, is Red Panda Mining going live? Where's he at? Where's he at? Where's he at? Red Panda, you get caught up in a Red Panda. Nope, it's not live yet. Red, get up. Come on, man. So how you guys been, man? You know, the past couple weeks, it's been all about either Radiant or, you know, the Solana tokens that were being launched, right? Getting some seed time, learning how to code in Solana CLI. I might venture into other networks. Just trying to just expand the education, just learn. And I really love that. I love learning new things. I love being taught new things. So hopefully, you know, you guys will participate in Caffeine Crypto coming up soon in honor of Overboard or Eric. And hopefully you guys are doing okay. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. He's going. He's going. Steamroller. Thank you, Magic Lucky. Jeez Louise, my brain's not functioning today. So I'm gonna go hang out with my mom's, spend some time with her. Next weekend I may not do Caffeine and Crypto. We'll see. We're going to take my nephews and the boys out to Legoland. All the wifey's idea. I don't really have the money to do it, but my wifey likes to pigeonhole some money away, so it's time for the nephews to go, because my nephews are about yay high. So time to take them to Legoland, get their first theme park, and enjoy life, and just go out and relax. Don't sit there and stare at the charts all day. Enjoy crypto, enjoy each other, be nice to each other, be happy with the news and the political environment and the regulation that recently passed. And let's keep growing, guys. Let's keep pumping this baby up. You all have yourself a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Do me a favor, though, on the way out, make sure to hit that like button, get subscribed, hit the notification bell to stay up to date, as well as check out additional links in the description to help support the channel and what we do here. You just have yourself a wonderful day. Take care. I'll catch you next one.
As a crypto miner, you know you want your equipment to be high quality. Proper cable management is part of your mining rig, and the Veteran Miner has you covered. The Veteran Miner cables are created with the best materials to ensure they are of the highest quality. Our cables are made of 16-gauge tin copper, ensuring another layer of protection from oxidation and corrosion. We support our products with a 100% guarantee. Visit our website at www